Hello traders, this is the first episode of my trading journey. This is purely for, or almost entirely for my personal journaling, and I find that me talking over my trades, my thoughts and my process, my thinking process, helps me a lot more in my trading journey in scalping, and I want to share it if anyone finds it interesting. I think that everyone's saying that crypto is manipulative and you can't trade it. But I'm here to show you how to trade it, how you can trade it. It's basically, obviously, this is just my thoughts, so there's no financial advice here. You can do what you want with what I upload, but I don't advise you to do exactly as me without doing your own due diligence and testing, back testing. I trade like Thomas Wade and PAT's Pat's trading system. With my own little twist on it. Alright. So let's get started. So every day I'm gonna analyze the previous day of one crypto. And for the most part, it's gonna be Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana. Most of these gonna be these four, because they're always in the top. And then I could occasionally have like some ADA, some Chainlink, some Dogecoin, some Sui, maybe something else, but these four, as I mentioned, are the ones we're gonna analyze. And I always use 3-minute candles, and we don't actually need any indicators, but sometimes I like to have EMA 21 as my only indicator. And since I don't use tick chart, I like to have the volume visible. Let me just, yeah, exactly. So we're gonna analyze 22nd of September here. And what I like to do when I start my trading day. So I'm gonna show you what trades I took, etc. But what we'd like to do is market highs and lows, and the most recent when getting into, I guess we can do like this, around here, right? So here Monday starts. So the most recent price action is here. We get new low, we can extend this. First entry. First entry. Bad second entry, so you need a good bar. I mean, if you're very aggressive, you can take this, but you don't really have a good. You can trade here, perhaps. But I'd wait for this one. Holy. Why is it like this? Let me see here. Go a little bit. And this is all in hindsight. I will try to upload some live trades when I am at my computer. I don't always trade at my computer, but We go for... I usually do 1 to 1.5. Something like this uh, with a runner, but you can see that this trade was very successful. Right here. I don't know if I can do some settings to make it more clear. Yeah, I guess. Hopefully it's easy to understand. Clean trade. I could have perhaps targeted like here if you wanted for the runner. I target here or here with wick. I did not take this trade because it's in the middle of the night. I usually wake up around here in the end of the chart right now. So get new low. Get your first entry, but you reset the count here because it's equal lows or around there. I'd just like to reset the count. First entry. These are not. I mean, this is okay bar, but I don't like it. This is like you can trade if you want, but I don't like to trade in the middle of the channel, so we would extend the channel here. Don't like to take these in the middle here. But what you can see is perhaps a big amount of testing here. And you get this, so you get a new low here again. Get first entry, second entry. So this is actually really good in my book because you're still in the channel, but you're getting very close to this, and you know that you're in a range. And you get, I know, it's a triple test really, up here, right? Or yeah, around here. And you get a really good trade. But as I said, 1 to 1.5. That's what we go for, and then room for, a runner, and you could have gone, I don't know, easily. There's no bar that signals like maybe this one during the bar, because we got up here, but there's nothing signaling that we should exit until we're like down. Maybe we exit here then, like around here, because we didn't even cover the big bar here, and the volume is just. The volume is ramping up here really, and here it starts to slow down, and then you can maybe understand that, yeah, we might not get even more pushes down as of right there. But 1 to 1.5 is well enough with a win percentage. I don't know, maybe we get 60%. So this is really a new phase. I don't know really how to draw this one because it's so steep, right? But you get a new market phase here, and it's, I guess you could say that it's an overshoot, and we get a new low from this one. Overshoot. Nothing really going on here. It's really just another range, I'd say, rather than a channel. There's no channel here. So we get the new low. First entry, yeah, no, nothing here. For me, there's no trade here. I mean, some people like to enter right here. This is not a trade for me. I'd like to. You can mark this. You can argue for this. Like, this is really good. And what I like to do sometimes is to look at it on another time frame. So it's all, there's nothing covering below until here, first entry. Yeah, this is just too consolidated, too choppy. But well, you could argue again for an entry here, but I would skip that. And then we get a new low, as I said, after the overshoot. That's the trendline rule. And after this low, we do get another phase, so to say. Which is, I don't even know how to draw this one. Maybe you can draw like this, right? And then it's like this. But there's no trades here. In my opinion, you can probably squeeze something in. And here we had some kind of, you can't even see the volume. I was going to show you the volume here is truly insane. I don't know how much volume this was, but we can actually probably, yeah, so on just Binance there were 17, almost 14,000, 14k Ethereum traded. And I did, because of this volume, I did take a trade here, but it's because you can see up here. If you look in this, it's probably hard to see, but I can say that it's like nothing over even 1,000 or anything like this. It's like very low volume. Then you get this one. Like instantly just snaps. Obviously you should not trade here. And there is nothing that says that you should, but I did take a trade here. It was, I'm not sure exactly what happened, but some people told me that it was Binance canceling some longs. I don't know this. I've never heard of this before, but some people said it's Binance again, so they did something. I don't know. Can't really do much there. Not much here either. I mean, there's no. So yeah, sorry, I did not mention, but it was in a ranging day. But now we saw a trend down. Really, that's the most recent, and essentially for some days now, for like the couple of weeks, we have really been in a bear market, right? But again, there's no trades here. Maybe there are. I mean, obviously you can squeeze in something here, but I did not, and it was not a good trading day for that. There was no real clean structure, there were these huge drops. And I mean, if you are confident and if you know what you're doing, you can trade these volume spikes. That's totally fine. And you see that it never really goes above EMA 21, so you can just keep shorting whenever you feel like, yeah, like here. You can just look for, you don't even need perfect setups in these markets, but these markets just, they don't come around that often, but you get a new low here. First entry, second entry, you can take something like this in these markets with higher win rates. It's no problem, usually. But here again, you're in the lower part of the range. Maybe you can go for a 1-to-1 because you're below the midway point and you get your entry. But this obviously worked out with a really nice risk-reward ratio. I can see trades like this, like the snow, and like this one perhaps. Like you can't take advantage then. But I don't know. I probably entered right here and I saw because I saw we created like a new low with so much volume, and like crushing this one, not even getting wicks. I probably did. I don't know what I did, but I think I held like this or something. Like I was like it moved so quickly, so I barely had time to react. Just yeah, these scenarios don't come around that often. So anyway, first entry, second, nothing. I don't know. Maybe you could say that you can just restart from here. First entry, second entry could work. This one. It's a risky trade, that's why I put just this one instead. I mean, it does work out. I don't know what you would target, but it's not the cleanest bar. I don't like when it's wicky like this. But you can mark it. And then it's too... I usually, when I see this, like these areas, you see all the wicks, huge wicks on both sides. Market isn't really moving. Then I'm just getting off my computer instantly. So there's no trades, really. To get a new structure, but no second entry. We just always reset the count here. Canula first entry. We can actually, yeah, but we get overshoot here. We do expect a new low because of the trend line rule. When we break, get a new extreme, then we're supposed to test it. And I could believe that this is the test. And get an even lower. Because we don't see an overshoot otherwise. Well, obviously always depends on how you draw. You could say like perhaps this. And then so should be aware, but I would probably draw the channel like this. And because I am not very I don't have that much experience, but I am very profitable, but I don't have that much experience. Probably would have perhaps gone for this, because it is a first entry, second entry. You see the weak bar coming in here, and then you see this. For me it screams buy, or short. But we do get stopped out in one bar, which is totally fine, you know, it happens. That's the first fail, really, that I probably would have gone for. And this kind of says other like you can't really find the overshoot here. So I'm just gonna remove this. It's hard to find the overshoot here. That's why this trade is very risky. And yeah, it's really, this is a hard trade. It's a lower probability because of how the price moved and how the price got to this point where our trade was. So we lost there. We do get, which is quite interesting, a higher, you know, maybe some new structure. Higher low, and some more consolidation. I do like this. This bar is so nice. You can take it. Let's actually first entry. Yeah, you can second entry long here. I'd say, because you got a new channel in the opposite direction. The downplay did definitely play out. And we got some volume spike indicating that, yeah, the bulls are stepping in. But yeah, really, this is a good trade, I'd say. You can look, especially in consolidation, you can look for longs and shorts. We can look for both. Maybe there are some more trades here. First entry, second entry. You can probably. I don't know. It's too clouded here. Crowded, sorry. It's too crowded. But this is a good trade. And essentially you can... I don't usually want to exit in the top part or the lower part or the opposite part of the channel, but somewhere in the middle between top and midway of the channel you can take without. But somewhere here should be very happy with this trade. Looks great, in my opinion. A bit stacked here, but it is a second entry, first entry, second entry. Can either take it here or on this bar, but this bar is great. First entry. Yeah, you're still here when you see this trade. First entry, yeah. And then we get the our reset account. There's nothing really. We do have a new this reset account. We do have a new kind of channel. There's always a channel with everywhere, but I'm not interested in all of them. But you can draw it like this. First entry, second entry way of here, maybe because this is an inside. It's not really an inside. Perhaps if you're aggressive and you really, I wouldn't look for longs here. I did not take any longs yesterday, I only took shorts. You could look, if you're like very advanced. I'm not this advanced. I don't take these, I take safer trades. But this does end up working out. Maybe sometimes I like to argue that once you're at your 1-to-1, you close your risk. There's no risk anymore. You just close it. So you just have profit, right? Then you extend it to your... That's how I like to trade, because most of my losses come from that it turns on me when I'm in the profits and the trade turns on me and I don't exit until I've lost my, or I'm down here again. So the 1-to-1 is fine to move to break even with your stop. It's fine, and then you just aim for your whatever your... You don't have to follow my risk to reward ratio, but it tends to work. And you can look for this. Let's just mark it like this then. And usually when the US market, which opens 15:30 for me, I don't really like to trade it. And around that area, but it's completely up to you. And here we get our first real like breakout here, I'd say. And we do get, it's not easy to find anything here, right? It's way too choppy again, kind of wicky, large bar here and there, and then it turns and it's... But look for short is your bet. Again, your best bet, but is there anything here? First entry, short second, no. No second entry here, like It's nothing. Get a new channel. No, not. I don't know. I mean, when the bars move like this in a in a consolidation range, I mean, no, don't look for anything. You can walk away from the computer a bit. So I've probably never seen so many different consolidations like yesterday in a while. Like I don't remember seeing that much. Um, Again, you could argue for this. I would not take it, but it's so good because the EMA aligns exactly with the uh, with the channel, and it just comes up nice signal bar. I would probably say it's not a perfect second entry, but you do have some like, yeah, you could probably say that this is a first entry. It's really not, but if we've had so much bearish movement during the day, I'd say like go for this trade. I just know it's aggressive, but dude, it's so great when these two aligns exactly like this. Doesn't happen that often, so go for it. And next entry, you could get a runner for. I mean, you could probably say that you can exit here. Like, oh shit, this is great. If you're using the runner, and usually my runner is like 30%, so I exit 70 to 80%, and then I leave 20-30% for a runner. And sometimes it's either when it's like the bar is freaking huge, and when you get the volume here, you can probably stay in the trade, but once this one closes, then you lose out on much. But I probably would have exited somewhere here without like hesitation because it's outside the channel, and then I would have probably hated myself because it ran down here, but then again, quickly back up. So you can use the channel. I mean, you can fine tune it however you want it, but this is a fine trade in my book, even though it's not a second entry. These things don't align that often, so let's continue. Um, some nice, you get really, I mean, you get peak like overshoots and like you get notification that's we're gonna turn or get a new structure like consolidation or a reversal, right? Mm. Essentially here, I mean, this is it's just a little bit too far off DMA, but you could higher low, could go for it. But the day's ending, and I don't see much else going on. Perhaps first entry, second entry, way of DMA. I don't like it really. But this bar is like could you could do this, but I would not been that like quick on it. So I would have missed this trade. But let's mark it. So yeah, I like to remove this one because it's a clean trade in my book. And then that's the day. It's one of the craziest days in a while. Uh, you can't question that. Maybe we're in the. Maybe we shifted. We've shifted the market now to. Because if we look at Bitcoin here, sorry, it's way too small. If you look at Bitcoin, for example, we've had this bullish run for a while, some consolidation, but really we got a lower low here if you look on the daily in the end of August. And then we've really got this one. This is how I look at it, something like this, right? And this has been some really good. If you look at this, I mean, really fine to take a short here, like last week, Friday. However, this is how I view it. We have not got an overshoot in this structure, but also always depends on how you draw the channels, and the short-term trend is always the best. Like the shorter, if you look on the shorter terms here, you can look for some, but yeah, that was the day. Let's go back to Ethereum again. Lots of trades, lots of good trades. Some of them are hard to find, but one loss really. I took one loss yesterday and 3 wins. It was a good day yesterday because I caught this move, which is really not in the playbook, but it works. I would try to catch some live trades whenever I'm at my computer, or this computer. Try to keep recording on. I will see you tomorrow when we analyze Tuesday, which is today, the 23rd. It's been some kind of movement upwards, but let's take that tomorrow. Take care. Bye bye.